Welcome, and thank you for joining for another whiskey review. Today, we're going to take a look at how much better is Balvenie Tun 1401 than 1509. How we're going to do that is this. Well, I should maybe back up. For those of you who don't know what the Tun series 1401 1509 have been from Balvenie, they were basically a mixture of very few casks, both bourbon and sherry casks, mixed into one ton and left to mature together or marry together for a certain amount of time, 3, 6 months, 9 months, something along those lines. Dave Stewart, one of the longest serving stewards in the whiskey community, was the one who put most of these together, so it was kind of his brainchild, and he's done a lot of great things. Dustin, so what we're going to do here is we have done plenty of research to figure out what is generally the highest regarded 1509, which is batch 5. So we took that from not only other whiskey reviewers, but also sites like Whiskey Base, figured out which one had the highest rating. And general consensus is batch 5 has been the best of the 1509s. To counterbalance what is generally considered a better whiskey, the 1401s, what we've done is taken the least of all 9 batches of the 1401, which is batch 9. So this is the least as far as regard for the 1401s. People think this of the 9 is the worst one. I hate to put it that way, but that's kind of what people have.
The least of the amazing whiskeys.
Least of the amazing whiskeys, where most people think the 1509 batch 5 is the best. Now, these are older whiskeys. This is a more expensive whiskey, the 1401, so that's why we did it that way. We just wanted to make it to where we made these as even as we possibly could.
Yeah, this is the Corolla of Lamborghinis.
Yeah, so
it's a Lamborghini.
Take that for what you will. So far there's been 7 or 8 batches of the 1509. There's been 7 batches.
7 I know of.
Yeah, the 1509 and 9 batches, and they're not making any more of these 1401. So I believe that 1509 is still continuing, but we thought it would be a good idea just to try, both of them compared to each other to see how much different they really are. Now this one here, this 1401 batch 9 has about 14 casks total, where the 1509 has, over 20, 23, 28, something like that. So a lot more casks, not quite as old a whiskey. Let's get into it, Dustin.
Yeah.
Okay, so for all of you, the 1509 is on the left, 1401 is here on the right. Let's start with the 1509.
Yep.
This particular one's 52% ABV, or 52 and some change. Let's get into it.
It is classic Balvenie malt.
Sherry and honey.
Sherry, honey, oak, and also vanilla.
Yeah.
You can tell there's a little bit of bourbon, a little bit of sherry, and there's a lot of age.
Beautiful, beautiful whiskey.
Yeah. Now, I don't know that there's been full disclosure, but my guess is probably we're thinking, 15 to maybe 25-year-old whiskeys, maybe up to 30?
I'm not exactly sure. A lot of people have said they're all kind of, average mid-20 whiskeys with these Balvenie Tun 1509s. Yeah. I know some of the barrels are a little bit older in the 1401. I've never seen anything definitive as saying, okay, this is what it is. Now, they tell you in pamphlets that comes with the cask, basically what type of cask it was. Refill,
they give you the cask.
American sherry, things of that nature.
They kind of tell you, here, based on if you want to show the 10 real quick on the 1509, sure. Because they do show this, each one is different. They give you this graphic to kind of give you an idea of what's going on there, what kind of influence it has.
And what the profile should be.
Yeah, so you can kind of look for your profile. So, this may be the least of the 1509s, but it may be a profile where you go, oh, that's more me.
Agreed. My favorite is batch 4. I like batch 5, but not as much as batch 4.
Yeah.
But for the sake of the video, I have a few of those 1509s, 4 or 5. I just figured, let's just make it as close as we possibly can.
Sticky candy, man.
Yeah, great whiskey. Cask strength Balvenie. God, this is fantastic.
Yeah. God, there's just, yeah, it's like one of those candies that you're not a super big fan of that's on the finish here, but it's just sticky, sweet, and you enjoy nosing it.
There's caramel, honey, sugar, and just a density that you normally don't get with Balvenie. Now, Dustin, Balvenie was a whiskey that, I've been drinking Balvenie whiskeys for over 10 years. A co-worker of mine I was in advertising with, Joe, he turned me on to him, and I've liked every Balvenie I've ever had. I like the 12, I like the 14 Caribbean cask, both 15s, the sherry and the bourbon, 21, 17 double wood, even the 25 single barrel. But to me, these are my favorite Balvenies, these tons. I just think cask strength Balvenie does something that you just can't get out of any of the regular ones, even the ones that are single barrels at 47.5.
Until somebody sends us samples of the 40 and 50 year.
Yeah, I would love to try one of those.
Love to.
I tried the 30 too, but I prefer the 1401 to the 30.
30 is obtainable, the 40 and 50 are a little more
pricey.
challenging.
A little pricey.
So you want to go to the taste here, or you want to go to the nose?
No, let's go to the nose on the 1401 to see how much different it is.
Completely.
Jeez.
All right, this is nearing sherry bomb levels here, Mike.
You can tell how much older it smells. Like
that was where I was just about to go. But it's not just the sherry bomb. That is
old wood, like the depth. It's darker too.
Yeah, and this is that European oak. This is
old world wood.
You could tell that these casks weren't seasoned. They were full, long maturation.
That is beautiful, rich, dark honey.
And the talk is that there is some 1960s distillate in these 1401s. I can't claim that all batches had it, whatever, but it's got whiskey going back that far in history. And yeah,
it's a noticeable difference on the nose.
I mean, it's got that dusty note like you get on those like really old,
like Linkwood 37, King Kentucky, those type of.
Or like if you had like an old bottle from like the 80s or something. Like this has that kind of like.
See, this is why I prefer it to the 30 year and into the 25 year. It's rich, old sherry that just works so well with Balvenie's natural honey note. Yeah. But the honey now is old, dark, sticky honey.
Yeah. We're saying a lot of the same like tasting notes that we say with this one, Mike, but it's just
more refined, more candied, more full, more rich. Just a better version of it.
Yeah, like
how much better though? Significant.
Massive. Like
4 points on the nose, maybe 5.
5.
Yeah.
Minimum 5 points.
And again, this is batch 9. Batch 9, 1401. It's 49.3% ABV. So that's 52 and change. This is 49. They're close. They're close to them.
There's some of that Talisker pepper even on the back end of it.
There's some spice coming up on that 1401.
Yeah. I think it's just a European sherried oak, just those older trees. So they've got they're more porous. They're more separated. So
more rings.
You get more rings. You get more contact with the actual wood because it seeps deeper into it.
Just like with football and basketball, rings matter, Dustin. Jordan's got 6. Tom Brady's got 8. Something crazy. Rings matter.
No, just being better matters. This is just better.
It is. It's such a good whiskey. Yeah, I would say it's 4 or 5 points better on the nose easy. Now, keep in mind, this is twice as expensive as this.
Yeah.
Like from the rib and probably secondary, this is even probably 250% of what this is. So it should be 5 points.
Yeah, I mean, I can go pick one of these up right now for about $500 here in the state, or about $430 in the States.
Mm-hmm. This will cost me $1,000.
Yeah, you can still find these some places in the UK, occasionally in the 300 range. They're getting hard to find though, just because in the last year, like we've been talking about, whiskey got hard to find.
It did.
Everybody just bought everything out.
Yeah, no, this I got this a year and a half, 2 years ago, maybe about 2 years ago, for $650. Yeah. Now I can't find it for less than $1,000.
Yeah, no, and you know what? Brutal. On the nose?
On the nose, this is a 93 nose, 92, 93 nose. What do you think on the nose, point wise?
I was gonna say 94.
Yeah, I mean we're kicking around the same.
I mean, I would put this as. Of the whiskeys we've reviewed, this is up there with maybe the best nose.
Yeah, it's a beautiful whiskey.
Put this with the Springbank 25, the 2016. That
Lagavulin 24.
Lagavulin 24 and 25 are right there for me, and then that Springbank Fresh Sherry, 19-year-old. I think those are kind of the
impressive nose is what we're trying to say. So
King of Kentucky also would be in this realm.
Yeah, so clearly the 1401, this is a far superior nose to what this 1509 is.
I mean, going back, this just smells young. And it's not young whiskey, and it didn't smell young initially.
You're right. But now, if you told them this is 14-year-old, some of this whiskey is 14 years old, I wouldn't be shocked comparatively.
It smells like a 12-year-old right now. I'm like nosing this, and I'm thinking to myself.
Isn't that shocking?
I'm literally thinking to myself, Glendronach 12-year-old right now.
I did this comparison one other time. We were talking on the phone.
Yeah.
And I did this, and I was like, man, it's pretty substantial. That's why I wanted to do it, just to see if it was really that big of a difference. But on the nose,
I'm not even joking, Mike. I am smelling Glendronach 12-year-old right now. And not the good ones from a few years ago.
It's coming back now. It's coming back.
Yeah, the honey's coming back in now.
Honey in the sherry cask. I mean, again, still really good whiskey, but again, we beat it to death. 5 points difference on the nose.
Yeah, that's incredible. Go for it, man. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's, the nose here is very nice, very good. It's what you expect at the $300 to $400 price range, I think, with, sherry, cask strength, Balvenie. It's dead on what you'd expect. All right, Mike, I know you need like a second here to kind of process your thoughts, but what are you getting?
Dark sherry. Dark sherry whiskey, honey. It really, having this, instead of at 47 or 43%, jumping this up to 52 and change, it complements this whiskey so well. It really drives home the subtle flavors. Balvenie is a subtle whiskey, in my opinion, in general. Subtle-ish. I don't really think of it like, wow, that's really sherry, that's really this. But a cask strength, it does subtle, is about as high of a volume as you can go to. This is jumping off. And again, I mean, oak, dark chocolate, especially after you swallow. It's right there on the side. Beautiful honey. It's silky. What do you pick up with about?
Instantly, I went right to one of those 15-year-old single barrels, and it's dead on up front. That same profile, which is excellent whiskey, but then it brings in this richness from both oak, vanilla. There is more Balvenie sweetness. There's more Balvenie oomph, and there's a spiciness to it that you get a little of that spiciness, but it's more mid palate. This is on the finish. You get a nice. I mean, I'm still getting.
You're
spice
right.
right
You're
now.
right. The spice comes up on the finish.
Yeah.
It's nice. And
I
kind
mean,
of in the front.
Yeah. So to me, in a lot of ways, this drinks like a cask strength version of that single barrel, but with like a little bit of bourbon cask maturation. It's and just older. Like this is like the 20. This would be like a 23-year-old, 25-year-old. It's not quite 25-year-old
No, I wouldn't
notes
say so.
here. It comes off like a 21-year-old cask strength, first fill sherry cask that they then finished in a bourbon cask maybe. Like they got some bourbon in there somehow.
Yeah, they rounded it off.
But it's heavy sherry up front.
All right, I'm going in for the 1401.
Yeah, I mean, really, really nice. Really good. Not world-changing, not super exceptional to where, you're getting shocked by how good this is. All right, Mike, what are you getting on that 1401?
Rich honey, rich sherry, even richer than the 1509. It's not the gap the nose was, but it's still a pretty significant gap, 2-3 points, I would say. Just general on the palate. It's just a quick thought.
Oh, man.
It just tastes so much older, so much richer. I mean, again, it wouldn't shock me if most of the whiskeys here, if you tallied up the age of all the whiskeys, the average, if this was 10 to 18 years older on the average.
It's not just the age, Mike.
The
casks are so much better.
Yeah, with this for sure.
I'm getting like a medicinal grape and plum.
Yeah, grapes there.
Sherry
Beautiful
note that I only get on just like exceptional casks, like first fill, just Cabalons and stuff. I mean, we're talking the best casks we see these days.
Yeah, this was, you got full range in the warehouse. This was, we want
Wow.
you to pick from the left side. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, jeez.
That's a significant difference.
I'm not even like getting to the point where I'm thinking about how much older this tastes because I'm so blown away by how much richer, darker, sweeter,
So much
complicated.
Yeah. Oh, yes. There's a lot going on here.
There's 10 layers to that sherry finish here. Again, I compared this to what I think is a great 15-year-old first fill sherry cask single barrel Balvenie
This is great 25, 30 year old.
that then added like another layer with the vanilla and was exceptional. This is life-changing whiskey if you've never had something like this.
This is the best of Balvenie, in my opinion.
Yeah. Like if you've been drinking 21 to 25-year-old whiskeys sub $500, that's been your wheelhouse, and you are like, I am drinking great whiskey, and you try this, you're not even going to know what you're not even going to think.
Yeah, this is the next level. This is Talisker 25 cask strength, Cleo 30. This is the next level. Lagavulin 20. This is the next level whiskey.
Honestly, like the sherry casks we've had recently that compete with this, we have to go to Lagavulin. We have to go to some of those really fancy Lagavulins that you've got.
Or Cadenhead, Highland Parks, or just something along those lines, where you get this type of cask influence.
This is different, though. I mean, again, Cadenhead has a distinct sherry note.
I'm just talking quality.
This is not just quality, though. It's like there's a style to this that these guys get from those old casks. It's not just quality. They don't make them like this anymore.
No. I mean, dude, I've had this for 2 years. Look how sparing I've been on this whiskey. I rarely bring it out.
Yeah, and I know I've been involved in at least 3/4 of this one, so.
Yeah, no, it's good. All right, so let's go back to 1509. Just go do a quick another sniff and just hit, and let's give it final thoughts on this one.
This is making me think more of like a really good version of their double cask now.
Yeah, the double one.
Yeah, it's brought out a lot more of that bourbon oak. It just has this like.
It's two-sided. You get like distinct bourbon flavors, and then you have some nice sherry flavors, and it does come off younger than this, but it doesn't feel as interwoven as the 1401.
There's a note from the cask coming in here that's just, it's not premium cask, as I think of premium cask.
Yeah, there's
this is a little bit.
One or two of these sherry casks come off a bit bitter. Maybe they hit a cask or two in here.
I feel like there's a couple seasoned casks that got used here where they just. And some of those seasoned casks that I've had are just not very good, and they impart this oakiness that's just not good.
Yeah, but you can, you put in 2 or 3 of those casks, you have 1,000 more bottles. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't kill the whiskey.
Doesn't hurt it, and again, only because we're comparing it to such a good whiskey is it like coming off as a super negative and not like a,
No,
yeah, that's fine, that's good. Yeah, I mean,
for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, this is the difference between a whiskey that's an 87 and a whiskey that's a 92.
It's more than an 87, but
88, 92, 88, 93. I mean, I would say this is 92-ish.
I'm honestly, Mike, I think I'm thinking 94 for that bottle as a whole.
I say 92, 93. We're in the same.
Yeah, 94 is a big upgrade for me. And that's me saying I think that's worth $1,000,
Agreed. I do.
like comfortably.
I feel lucky I got this for $650.
Yeah.
I feel indifferent I got that for $320.
Yeah, I mean, again, I think this is probably worth about
$320
$400
for
bucks.
Sure.
At the if you don't have a bottle, you've never had it before.
Steal it, $600.
Oh my God, yeah.
Steal the whiskey.
Yeah. This, I think that's the upper limit on this one. It's about, I think locally I can pick this up for $430-ish. That's the upper limit.
Buddy, I'm lost in this nose.
So has it opened up more with the water? Are you getting a little bit more?
Yeah, a little bit more. I mean, the same stuff, but a little bit more. It's a little more vibrant.
That medicinal, it's like Dimetapp, which I loved Dimetapp as a kid. That was like one of those things as a kid now. Do I know what it tastes like as an adult? No, I haven't taken any kind of medicine like that in 20 years, but maybe 25, but.
The remembrance.
Yeah, like I remember like that just big, bold grapiness. There's that with oak, leather,
Beautiful whiskey.
antique furniture.
All right, so Dustin,
Oh my God.
is the reverence for the 1401 as it compares to the 1509 justified? In my opinion, yes.
Honestly, Mike,
It's at least twice the whiskey.
undersold,
least.
over delivers.
Yeah. At
When's
least
the
twice
last time you said that about a whiskey?
Again, this is the worst one of the 1401s.
That's
I mean,
insane.
it's a
Based
rough,
on-
yeah, it's based on what I found on Whiskey Base and what other people have rated whiskeys at and stuff like this.
Based on that whole, democracy thing, you're not a big fan of.
No, people don't know what they're talking about.
No. Letting the masses vote. Now, mind you, the masses who've had this whiskey are a little bit more, there's a filtering going on there.
Yes, the amount of people they're able to get their hands on this.
The amount, well, you have to, let's be honest. Nobody who just has money and buys whiskey is writing reviews on Whiskey Base or putting stuff on the internet.
Sure.
So those guys are out. So it's guys who are whiskey geeks who spend time writing about whiskey.
Yeah, someone who
So-
wants to nurse a bottle for 2 years.
Those are people I like to talk to.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was we were as well informed as we possibly could, but yeah, if you're looking at the two of these and have the difference, and you see both of these bottles, or you see other versions of these bottles, and think to yourself, is it worth twice the price? Is it worth 3 times the price? It is.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I wish it wasn't.
I am honestly at $1,000, Mike. I still think this is actually something that is worth buying to drink.
Agreed.
And there's not a lot of $1,000 bottles worth buying to drink.
This is a $1,000 bottle. That's a $350
Yeah.
bottle,
And you know what?
that's about the difference.
And you know what? Good bottle.
Great bottle, great whiskey.
This is a bottle I don't have in my collection, and I'm going to add.
We had that in our top 5 whiskeys under $500. It's that good of a whiskey. We are hardcore splitting hairs
Yeah.
as far.
I mean, I've been eyeballing one of these for the last couple months at a store, and by the end of the year, I'll have taken it home.
I'm in no way discouraging anybody from getting any
Yeah.
1509. No way. Again, I have 5.
Yeah.
I love that whiskey. I continue to buy them after I bought this, but this is next level.
Yeah. Basically, we're gonna ignore this bottle, this little rest of the pour for maybe the next couple hours. Drink this one so we can enjoy it, and then go back to this one.
It's the first thing you said I've disagreed with in this review. I'm drinking this right now.
Mike's gonna finish drinking this, and then he's gonna go back to this in an hour. Either way. I want to come back to this.
Buddy, I got more. I was just pouring more of it.
That's
all
a
it
good
takes.
call.
All right, so a little long-winded, but that's what we think about the difference between the 1401 and the 1509 from the Balvenie distillery. Great whiskeys. I mean, truly, these are great whiskeys. This is like driving. This is comparing a Lamborghini to a Porsche.
Yeah.
Porsche is an incredible car.
Yeah.
Lamborghini is some next level
Yeah.
automobile.
But the thing is, if you got to maintain and own one of them, Porsche is a lot cheaper to own. And same here.
That's not what we're trying to talk about. We're not talking about cost to own. We're talking about what is blow you away. Holy crap, whiskey.
Yeah. No. Well, I think they all know that Lamborghinis are way cooler.
Way cooler.
Yeah. But a lot more people can own a Porsche.
A lot more people. And get them. So that's where we're at. Let us know what you think in the comment section. If you had either one of these whiskeys, hopefully a lot of you guys have had both of these and can give me a comment. Other than that, that's something we wish to folks.
Happy drinking.
We'll see you next time.